Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Now, welcome to the October meeting of the East Lampeter Sewer and Stormwater Authority. And I invite you to join us in our pledge to the American flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, do you have anybody on Zoom?
We do not.
I mean, there's no need to go through and introduce everybody or anything, is there?
Rick, I'm having a hard time seeing you on here. Can you move your mic to the other side?
Hello? Okay. Had the minutes for at least 3 weeks. Unless there's any addition or corrections, we're going to stand approved as written. Hearing none. Treasurer's report. Sewer. Checking account balance.
Rick, we have a checking account balance as of $5,269.12.
Any bills to be paid?
Do we have bills that total $5,949.11? So I imagine we'll be
Well,
transfer some money. Correct. So we got bills that total more than our checking account. So
I don't think that's, I mean, I think that comes out of the township fund, don't it? Most of that.
For the admin account, there's a separate fund source that I think the township deposits money into for that.
okay.
Requisitions.
There are 3 requisitions. The first is number 03-584. This is payable to JT Sealy and Company for the fertility pump station stainless steel impellers. This is in the amount of $22,624.64. Next is requisition number 03-585. This is payable to MLK and Associates for the fertility pump station. This is for the valves associated with the pump number 2. The new suction header piping there that was reoriented. That's in the amount of $29,950. And the last is requisition number 03-586 payable to Herbert Rowan and Grubik. This is for the Stauffer Run pump station, the Stauffer Run force main design work, and the State Route 30, the sewer relocation associated with the bridge replacement. That totals $2,823.50.
Looking for a motion to pay the bills and requisitions.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills and requisitions.
All in favor, say aye.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Stormwater bills.
We got have the stormwater bills that total $7,497.24.
You have a checking account balance for
I don't
them?
know that. I have it. I don't see it here.
I guess it does matter.
I can share with the authority that, since we've been collecting the stormwater fee, there's plenty of money in that fund to cover those expenses.
Okay, looking for motion to pay those bills, the stormwater.
I'll make a motion. We pay those bills and requisitions. Or
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? So moved. Yeah, under the old business, we're gonna sanitary sewer, Stauffer Run upgrade.
We have worked on 5 for that. One of the items that worked this past month, council staff. Has incorporated into this project here is the work that we just put out. No contract for receive a small.
Sounds good.
So that other work was on like the air release manholes and yeah.
Where it's very limited, we have to work outside.
Any other old business under sanitary sewer?
Just for the board's information, the total compensation, so that installation, was in essence $90 back. Something like that. Staff report is exactly done.
Okay, stormwater, Greenfield Road, Amtrak, storm sewer project.
So as the authority members probably remember, we did bid out that project, and this was to add an additional 48-inch stormwater pipe to carry water away from the Greenfield Road underpass at Amtrak, and carry it parallel to the Amtrak line to a discharge point. And we bid that. The engineer's estimate was about $150-some thousand. The low bid that came in was $341,491. So, wow, yeah, big wow. So Charlie's been, we kind of took a couple of steps back, and Charlie's been looking at possibly handling this project in a way where we would acquire all the materials and then just bid out the installation of those materials, and whether or not we can save, at least we can save the markup on the materials, bid it again and see what happens. There is a long lead time on the materials, just like everything else. So it may put us in a better position if we bid it over the winter time. And people are looking to set up for spring work. So
Is that line very deep?
it's not terribly deep. I think at places, they've got to get, 8 foot down, but not
Also, it's
not real deep.
Not super deep.
No.
How far did they?
How long of a line is it?
Let's see. This didn't print out very well. My recollection is that it's about 500 feet of pipe. Yeah, it's a lot. Again,
Concrete pipe?
no, as big as plastic. The corrugated plastic, smooth line corrugated plastic.
It's everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere and everything.
So it was an unexpected number, but I guess we should have thought that it was going to be more than, the estimate was a little bit old, so slightly different times, but we're going to try it again sometime here over the winter.
For what it's worth, we're putting off projects right now. Just not doing it. Because the costs are coming in just ridiculous. So
Yeah.
it's something we don't have to do. We're just not doing it. It's gotten to the point where I just said, stop.
This stuff's got to ease up eventually.
I don't see this easing up for the next year.
Well, it could be a year, but
I mean, it's gonna, yeah, if it's anything that, so you could say something like that, that stormwater pipe has been like that for as long as I remember. Would another year really hurt it? Because.
Depends on how many times it rains.
What's that?
Depends on how many times it rains.
Right. It's a supply and demand. It is crazy what materials. Supply and demand. The demand is just outstripping the supply in every way, shape, and form. We've just said enough. I've said enough. I'm done.
Uncle.
Yeah, I said uncle. I'm done.
I know in other projects, we've seen, requests for substitutions coming in for different materials just because what may have been specified, they just have difficulty obtaining. And so we are seeing it there. Now, it's interesting, like some projects, maybe it depends upon what they are. Some come in very close to what the estimate
Right.
is, and other ones, there is that factor.
We're doing projects now where, as far as specification, that's out the window. It's now, can you get it? And can you get it to fit the timeline? Specifications are just, they're going. It's just a matter, can you get the item? And can it fit into the work schedule? Because there's stuff that has, we have pieces of equipment on, back order for 9 months. And projects just won't wait that long.
Yeah, there's a treatment plant project going on where they're constructing a concrete tankage for it, and the components to go in the tank are supposed to be delivered like, per original schedule in January. They're saying, maybe it'll be September.
Yeah.
And it's nothing too fancy. It's a lot of fiberglass piping and stuff like that.
Steel, plastic. Unbelievable. If you can even find it. So,
We will keep you informed.
thank you. Any other old business under stormwater? New business. under the sewer treehouse discussion.
So Larry reported today, this morning, that Klein's has been working out there, cleaning the sewer lines. And they're currently about halfway down Buckwater Road. So they've started up near the treehouse facility, and they're working their way downstream. They said to date, they've used between about 25 and 30,000 gallons of water at this point. And they suck the material up out of the sewer, remove the solid debris from it, and then put the water back in the sewer system. And then the solid material gets disposed of. Klein's told Larry, hey, this is the toughest material we've ever come across. And but he said, Larry reported that they are taking their time. They're doing a good job. If they come across something, they're spending time there to try to remove that and not just blowing past it. Yeah, he does think, though, that the hardest part of the job is probably coming up, because what they're tackling now is what the authority had done previously and trying to remove that. So he thinks the second half of this job is going to be a little bit more difficult because it's off-road and it's stuff that staff has never even attempted to do before.
Are they going the whole way down to the main interceptor? So that's the whole way down
Yep.
through that farmer's
Yeah.
meadow, basically.
They said as they've been working, they have a video camera there. They've also been pulling a manual through to see about opening of the pipe. And I guess there was 2 runs where the existing lateral protrudes into the pipe itself. And that's preventing the manual from passing at those 2 locations. But that would be an existing condition, not something called else.
Kind of common sewer lines. It's not.
Particularly with clay pipes. Yep. So that's not how we work.
Escrow agreement amendment number 1.
This is included in your engineer's report. This is amendment number 1 to the escrow agreement for the wastewater treatment plant oxygen plant improvements project. And this escrow it provides funding for the construction and engineering construction management of this project. So this project has previously been funded through design. They're now ready to go to bid and construct the job. Total cost for the amendment of this escrow is $1.15 million. The authority share of that's 14.93%. And it's $171,695. So authority approval of this amendment is requested.
Okay, we're looking for a motion to approve escrow agreement amendment number 1.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The original that we have been given for signature indicates an authority share of $182,146.
Oh, they put in, okay, I'm sorry. So on the table, they put in engineering design plus contingency. I did not. Let me confirm that with them. And see. We're not, and see if that 10,451 should be included.
Okay.
In that as additional cost to that.
Okay, so I guess if the authority is comfortable with us checking on that, we'll have
Well,
you.
his number's lower.
Yes,
Yeah, so we just approved the 182.
if it's lower, great.
Lower.
Okay,
Right. So I'll make a motion, we approve the escrow agreement amendment number 1 for the cost of $182,146 or lower at the engineer's finding.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Escrow agreement amendment number 5.
This escrow amendment here is for the wastewater treatment plant special and emergency capital improvements fund. And this provides funding for special projects and emergency repairs, replacements, and improvements that are capital in nature and are needed to keep the wastewater treatment plant operationally functional and not necessarily lumped in with major improvement projects. There are some requirements for this. These are defined as improvements costing greater than $10,000, capital improvements costing greater than $10,000, and having a projected lifespan greater than 3 years. So the total cost of this amendment is $250,000, and the authority share is 14.93%, or $37,325. This is something that's done annually to put funds in the account.
Has this been just about annual?
Yeah, it stretches a little bit longer than that sometimes, but it's been regular
They just go
annual.
till it's depleted and then just put in another amendment?
Correct.
Some of the earlier amendments, I think, were for 500,000. They may have been over a 2-year period or so.
It makes sense from the streamline, yes. So I'll make a motion, we approve the escrow agreement number 5.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Sign whatever you're ready.
The
Okay.
2 other items here. One regarding the city. There is a draft 6th Amendment to the 1983 agreement that's currently being distributed. This amendment provides the framework for the sale of Manor Township's bulk sewer service area to LASA. So it provides capacity to LASA from Manor's for the Manor flow at the treatment plant and other facilities associated with it. LASA indicates that there will be no effect on your capacity at the treatment plant or any pump station. They said the only real effect on the partners would be a reduction in the percentage of the collection system for which the partners are responsible. That's currently being reviewed at this time. But that would be something that will be forthcoming. And the last other new item that I have, it involves the PennDOT Bridge project on Route 30 with the sewer relocation. If you recall, this is where the low pressure sewer system is. And currently the existing low pressure lines leave the PennDOT right of way at the bridge to cross the stream, and they go on to an area outside the right of way. Drawings show that line there. They show an easement for it. However, authority staff, the solicitor, has not been able to identify any recorded easements for where those lines are on the property. So PennDOT has asked the authority as part of their project to provide an affidavit that that line has been there. So included in your packet is the language of those affidavits, which have been reviewed by the solicitor. We then provided them to PennDOT's consultant for them to take a look at. They made some minor changes to information based upon the center line versus baseline of the road. But the affidavits themselves, there are 3 of them for 3 properties. Basically indicates that you're indicating that these facilities have been in the ground or underground since 1993 at the location described below as it relates to their location along Route 30, and that the authority cannot find the right-of-way documents for the said facilities, and that these said facilities have always been visible for all to see, or that the property owner has been aware of the existence of the facilities through their marking The facility location all on the ground with flags and paint through the P1 call process. No one has ever challenged the authority's rights to have facilities on the ground or underground at the location, and that the authority asserts a property interest in the nature of an easement for these facilities. So why is this important? So having these affidavits provides PennDOT with information that you have a real property interest for this facility outside their right of way. And that impacts the percentage of cost that PennDOT will reimburse the authority or cover for your portion of the project. So having that property interest basically lowers your overall cost of the project because PennDOT says, all right, hey, you have this facility outside the right of way, state right of way. Their project is coming through causing you to move it. So they're going to take on that share of the project. And where it would be a 50-50 split or a 75-25 split between PennDOT and the authority, this will allow for a higher percentage of cost borne by PennDOT to your relocation of the facilities act.
We're not worried that we can't find it right away.
It's a little troubling that, we can't find a recorded document for these three property locations. But I think all the statements that are in the affidavit are accurate. I'm the only one that's been here since before 93. So
Where's Bill Chilson?
it was going in the ground. Shortly after I got here. So.
Okay. So there's nothing wrong with signing the affidavit because it's just basically verifying true statements as far as we know. Okay.
One of the next steps will be then that the authority here working with those property owners, because now we're going to need some additional right of way beyond where the current lines are. PennDOT's replacing the bridge, they're making it extend further out from the center line of the road. So we have to push our line further out and work with those property owners for an easement for sewer.
So this can physically be done.
I'm sorry?
Physically, this can be done without a problem.
Yeah,
It's just gaining more right away.
Right. We'll need to make sure that we have recorded right of way for the new locations. And PennDOT will be taking care of the construction easement part of this effort because it'll be incorporated into their project.
Not a problem area. They
It-
just don't
it
have
hasn't been.
signs up and things like that.
No.
Good.
It would be helpful if the authority is comfortable with that to authorize signature of all three of those affidavits.
So I make a motion that we have Rick Robinson sign these affidavits to Commonwealth of PA concerning these properties.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
We'll get the originals prepared and ready for Rick's signature.
Any other new business under sewer authority? Stormwater, new business, update on the MS4.
The annual report was submitted to DEP on time for this reporting period. We're working with DEP to determine ag BMP projects and counting those towards the reductions in the future and in our pollution reduction program. So as we move forward with that, we'll let you know how that turns out. And we're continuing discussion with HAC on a pollution reduction project on their property, as well as Greenfield and Eastland Drive area.
Sounds good. Like hearing about reductions.
Got to spend those fee monies on something.
Right?
Any other new business under stormwater? Any other business? Motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second. Sounds good.
Matt had these affidavits ready.